up, guys? It's the second video in our Surfskate series, and it's time to work on our turns. Let's go. In the first video, I spoke a bit about common mistakes and how to improve your speed generation. One of the most important things I want you to keep in mind is keeping a forward-facing stance. Keep your hips and shoulders engaged in the movement and not so stiff. So make sure you do a couple of warm-up rounds and loosen your body before you start practicing your turns. To practice turns, I'm going to place a few cones on the floor, and you can use any object you have or even skip that step. I find that it helps me complete the maneuvers and see what I need to improve by the placement of my bottom and top turns. Each turn is comprised by movements of compression and extension. When we initiate a turn on the Surfskate or on the surfboard, we will compress, and as we exit a turn, we'll extend. Remember that we want to keep those hips and shoulders engaged in the movement. So just like in the first video, I'll start with some turns with the hands behind my back. You might not be able to compress as much, but that's fine. For now, the goal is to practice shoulder and hip mobility and to incorporate it in the turn. Make sure you compress and look where you go. You want to complete the turn and have your board pointing directly up and then down the wave. Limiting your arms will force you to rotate your hips and shoulders to the direction of the turn in order to complete it. After you did a few of these to both front and back sides and you're able to complete the turn, we'll add the arms. So let's go over a few things that you should remember. In frontside bottom turns, as you compress on your toe edge, you want to get fairly low. Lower your backhand and keep it there while looking up to the top section. This will help you with the compression and to keep the momentum moving up the wave. It will also help the body get off center, which is part of what pushes the board to react and spring back. Make sure you don't only bend with your hips, but compress with the lower part of your body. After you compress, the head and the leading hand will point to the direction that you're going. This is key. If you look down or to any other direction, it will inhibit the potential of your movement. When you start backside bottom turns, your eyes should look over your shoulder to that top section of the wave. Along with the head, the leading hand pulls and initiates the twist in the upper body. This is where you really want to use that hip and shoulder mobility that we worked on earlier. It's not just looking back and pulling your hand. You really want to achieve that off-center position like we had in the front side. It's a bit different here because you're turning back, so think about leaning to the wave. Once you turn to the face of the wave, the leading arm will pull the twist of the body back forward. Once you've established a good bottom turn and you are able to reach the top of the wave or that top cone, add another turn at the top that will lead you back to the line of generating speed. After compressing on your toe edge and extending as you exit the movement, move to the heel edge at the top of the wave. Compress, turn your head, and use the leading arm to point down the wave to where you want to go. As you lean on your heels, focus on turning your hips and shoulders to the direction you're looking at. You'll see that the more you help with that twist of the body, the faster the turn will happen and in a more extreme angle. This ability to turn more and faster will be crucial when we practice our snaps and cutbacks that we'll cover in the next video. Your goal is not just to move up from the bottom turn, but to turn back down and use the power and the speed that the wave gives you, which is really the purpose of the bottom turns. Now let's do our backside. In backside, we're coming out of the big twist on the heel edge of the bottom turn. After you extend and get to the top section, the front arm will move up and forward, twisting the body back along with the compression of the body. Make sure you get your head looking to that bottom section and the shoulders and the hips following the twist back. It cannot just happen with the leading arm. Repeat these movements so many times that you don't even have to think about it. In the water, you don't really have time for that, so you really want that muscle memory to kick in. This is why Surfskate is so crucial for surfing progression. You simply will never have that amount of practice in the water. Once you feel in control and your body is loose and working as a whole unit, try to lower your stance. Lowering your stance will allow more rail engagement and a sharper angle to the turns. Because of that forward stance I keep on mentioning, as you lower your compression, your back foot will lean in more. You won't be able to do this if you're facing the side. The compression at the top doesn't have to be as low, just enough to create a bit more momentum to turn your back down the wave. Practice and always remind yourself of the basics. Look, point, and rotate. You're now establishing good habits for correct muscle memory. When you feel confident, continue and check out the next video where I'll cover snaps and cutbacks. Okay guys, I hope this was helpful and I'd love to hear from you. So feel free to ask questions in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. See ya.